name's Rob Teer, and I was, Ellen just walked out of the room. I was going to thank her for conscripting me into this job. I'm just thanking you for conscripting me into this job.
Thank you.
Anyway, I do want to recognize Ellen Rackower with the County Commission, Mike Woodard, Durham City Council, Helen Youngblood with the city, Wendy Jacobs has been helping me on this, and Rosemary Kitchen. I'm going to run through this real quick just in case you aren't up to date on it. Then I'd like to have a discussion. I think Dallas is here. He wants to talk to you. He was here.
I'm back here.
Then we can have a discussion or debate or whatever. So let's run through this real quick. As most of you know, this is on the ballot for next week. I see some of you have already voted. You've already voted for or against it. This is a tax that was, the idea came up about 15 years ago. Ellen, who's been on the county commission that long, has been a proponent of it. Well, it's a tax to provide a revenue stream that we can leverage a $60 million bond issue, do a lot for trails, for cultural amenities, for museums. It'll also provide a lot of jobs, construction jobs. Some of the money, we'll get to that in a minute, going to workforce development. It's a 1% tax on all prepared foods. It's not a food tax. It's on all prepared foods. 80% of the money will go for civic and cultural amenities. We'll get to a list of that in a minute. 10% for marketing Durham. That's a big point. I'll get to that, back to that in a second. 5%, as I said, for workforce training and development. 5% for community cleanup. I'll just let you read that.
We can't read that from back.
Can't read that.
It's an eye test.
It's on the
City of Durham and the County of Durham have gotten together, put together a list of projects they want to spend the money that we are able to create from this tax on. That's basically what it says. Legislative authority was granted for this tax back in the summer by the legislature, and it's specifically for this vote on November the 4th. One of the constituents or people that receive money from this tax is the Museum of Life and Science. Over 300,000 people visit that museum every year here in Durham. And a lot of the science programs for the city school systems are conducted there at the Museum of Life and Science. Parish Street Museum without walls. You probably saw in the paper last week where Chuck Watts used the beginning of that. Minor League Baseball fan experience at the National Museum is on the list. History Museum, Parish Street Commons. Hayti Heritage Center expansion and remodeling of that. Carolina Theater received money. The Durham Armory, the Civic Center. Durham Arts Council, the 30 different constituent organizations work out of the Arts Council. American Tobacco Trail, Pearson Town Trail Phase 2, New Oaks Trail, Third Fourth Creek Trail Phase 2, Durham Bulls Athletic Park. Durham County Stadium. And some of what you're just talking about. Environmental Education Center is planned for on the Eno, New Hope Preserve and Hollow Rock Park improvements, West Bellevue Creek Trail Phase 2, Durham Central Park and the Little River Corridor and acquisition facilities. This is the monies that will be allocated out of the bond issue. $5.5 million for the museum, $2 million for the Museum of Life and Science, $2 million for the Parish Street Museum, Minor League Baseball and Fan Experience 14, History Museum and Common Room 2 million, History Museum Feasibility Study 300, Hayti Heritage Center 14 million, Civic Center 6 million. Durham Bulls Athletic Park 500,000, American Trail 350, Education Center at West Point Leno 3.5 million, 100,000 to West Point Leno, Pearson Town Trail 900,000, million one for the New Hope Preserve, $1.5 million for Little River Corridor, New Hope Trail 100,000 miles, Third Fourth Creek Trail Phase 2 $1,750,000.
Over what time period?
Probably it'll take a little bit of time to raise the $5 million. The tax is proposed to raise about $5 million. The tax starts in June of next year. Isn't that right, Ellen? June of next year?
June of next year for...
The beginning of the tax.
We haven't set that.
Okay.
The earliest
got to start, it's got to be collected, so probably the bonds which can be supported by the tax won't be sold sometime in 2010. Contracts will have to be let. So this first tranche of investment will be over the next 5 to 10 years. This tax will support a bond issue in the $55 to $56 million range. This is important because it's one of the ancillary benefits of this tax, and that is the pay for workforce training and development at Durham Tech and at North Carolina Central University. Training in hospitality industry, culinary arts, different things like that. Apprenticeships, work experience, and on-the-job training. And of course, with the economy like it is, we do need a lot of job workforce improvement. This is a big thing, and I think it's important, particularly for y'all involved in your neighborhoods. It's community cleanup. Proceeds will be used to clean up areas in Durham, provide for more distinctive signs, help people find different entertainment and restaurant districts. Additional resources will allow for litter pickup in high traffic areas. Here's some salient points. 40% of this tax will probably be paid for out of town. 100,000, I was kind of surprised at this. I didn't know it until I got involved in it. 100,000 people a day come into Durham to work, more than the ones of us who live here in Durham. So with that kind of migrationary day, it's been determined about 40% of this tax will be paid by out of towns. Some of us have called it a visitor's tax. The average cost per household is about $1.74 a month. That's about $20 a year per household. Just an example, a $10 bill would be 10 cents. I think this is important. This tax will replace and take pressure off of the property tax. To provide this same money for these same improvements and programs would take a 2-cent increase in the property tax. Proceeds we use to debt service on the bonds, additional source of revenue we talked about, allows us to develop these projects. These are the current cities and counties in Durham and North Carolina that already have this tax. Mecklenburg County, Wake County, Cumberland County, Dare County, and the town of Hillsborough. And you're probably aware of the RBC Center, the Civic Center, all the improvements that have been made while using this tax. And their tax has been in place for now, what did we decide, about 15 years? And they've raised hundreds of millions